Namaste, my dear friends, my dear gods and my dear masters. Today, day 20, Alpha Training, Batch 9, the last Alpha Training of this season. What a topic, Law of Discrimination. The moment somebody see this Law of Discrimination, they may think, is it a spiritual topic? Why are we even discussing this? But yes, it's a spiritual law. It helps us to take the best choices for our spiritual growth. Law of discrimination is not about you discriminating others. Law of discrimination is about the right choices you take in life for your spiritual growth. In every situation, you will either see there is either a truth or illusion, real or unreal. You should be able to distinguish. That is called law of discrimination. You should be able to discriminate which is truth, which is illusion, which is real, which is unreal. How are we going to do that? It encourages us to listen to our intuition or higher self for guidance. Whenever we are in doubt, whenever we are in chaos, whenever we are not able to discriminate which one to choose, which path to choose, which color to choose, which book to choose, which situation, yes or no, left or right, up or down, forward or backward. We always stand in the crossroads in our life in many situations. But who is going to guide? Your higher self, intuition must guide. Law of discrimination, a spiritual law tells you how to discriminate, how to choose. Your beliefs and your mind should not limit you to take the right decision. Whenever you are given two choices, or whenever you urge to do anything, if you closely observe, either the urge is coming from your ego or the urge is coming from your soul. Ego is nothing but from the mind. Is it coming from the mind or is it coming from the soul? Somebody is learning music. I also want to learn. But we start, after a few days, we feel, what am I doing? But if the real urge comes from the soul, the lifelong you will continue that. You should be able to discriminate every thought you get, every choice you get, whether is it driven by our ego or is it driven by our soul's purpose? And how are we going to discriminate? How are we going to connect to our higher self? How are you going to even listen to your own intuition? Is by transcending the mind, by observing the breath. You have to sit in meditation. You have to wait for answers. Sometimes the answers comes in meditation. Sometimes the answers come through others. The nature always gives you way, shows you way. But you should not depend on anybody. You should depend on yourself. When you depend on yourself, it is a permanent law. You should be able to decide which is wrong, which is right for you. based on morality, based on spirituality. When you carefully observe, sometimes the choices we make, if you deeply drill down, it may be fear-based reaction or love-based response. Fear, if I don't do, somebody may not like. If I don't do, if I don't walk in this path, others may speak ill about me. I have to do this, otherwise I'll be under somebody's radar. Fear-based reaction. Yeah, I am ready. Let me do. Fear of missing out opportunities, FOMO. That fear comes from a very strong emotion, but love-based response is also a great emotion. And that is deeply connected to your soul. Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I need. I have heard so many musical instruments. I have learned so many instruments. But when I heard this Santoor music, from deep within, I was like, this is what I want. Most toughest instrument, very, very few masters. Before every performance, you need to tune 100 strings. A violinist, Ganeshji, told, just to tune 4 strings, my head is rolling. How are you even able to tune 100? I don't care, because it's a response. My inner is telling, I want that instrument. I love the music it produces. It connects deep within. How did I choose? Because I chose because my soul wants it. One day, today, no. Past 2 years, every time I hear, I'm able to connect. Sometimes we jump into something, after a few days, we lose interest. There you can know it is not from deep within. It can be based on outer circumstances. Somebody told you, somebody said this will have a good career. This is a good one. Do take it, take it. Choose it, choose it. Somebody's push. And you make a choice based on external, based on others' choices, others' mind, or your own mind, then it won't last longer. When I meditated for the first time, I heard my inner voice. This is what I was waiting for. 20 years, not a single day I felt like quitting. Not a single day I looked back. I always want to do more and more and more. Service in meditation, doing meditation, teaching meditation. This fire cannot be there for 20 years if it is not coming from the soul. When you are going for a new job, all exciting. First year would be awesome. After 10 years, after 15 years, at the age of 60, you are going to the same bank as a manager. Do you have that same energy? If you have that same energy, if you have that same fire and force, then it is deeply connected to your soul. Or if you're just doing it as a duty, then it is not a love-based response. It is just a fear-based reaction. Your decision, you should be able to clearly take it. You must observe, you must listen to your own feelings. This law also helps us to distinguish between our desires and needs. When we go with our needs, we always meet. We always meet. Nothing wrong in having desires, but you should be ready for consequences. Somebody wants to become a famous movie actor. He had the desire. He worked hard. He acted well. He became a movie actor. Consequences is he cannot publicly go out anywhere. He cannot go to the roadside pani puri and eat. There'll be crowd. Before making a choice, you should know the consequences. You may lose many things if you want something. You should be able to discriminate. Later, if you feel, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have taken this path, it's already too late. But if you had the power, the patience, the method to listen to your own intuitions and the sole purpose, your choice will be always perfect. Reaction and response, two different things. Reaction comes from the mind, the response comes from the inner. So never get into reactions. Slow down, wait for a day and see. Most of your decisions will be right. Don't take hasty decisions. Some decisions are very costly. You cannot come back. It's about choosing peace over conflict, light over darkness. Whatever I do, I always see is my sole purpose connected to it. Then I go into it. Otherwise, no. Some places, they call me, not for giving spiritual discourse, but just as a VIP. I just have to go and sit there so that they can pull crowd. I got such invitations. And finally, what are they doing there? They are not teaching meditation there. They are doing some dance shows. I said, I'm not coming. Sorry. Because my inner purpose is different. Sometimes the external appearances may be glittering. You may simply think, okay, this is best. This is not best. Before making choices, we ask many people outside. We always fail to ask our inner. We ask 10 people, and it becomes a big chaos. A time up, you take some decision, later regret. The first person you should consult is you. First, observe the feelings. Your feelings will never say wrong. If there is any fear, then stop doing it, because you should not take a fear-based reaction. And if there is love, check whether is it a desire love or is it true love. Sometimes the fear masked love will be very tricky. Deep within there is fear, but outside it will be very lovely. Oh, I like this, I like this. I want to take this decision. This is very nice, this is good path. But deep inside, if you see, the fear is driving you. Whatever decision you make, later, after that decision, there should be peace. Recently, one of my friends called me and said, hey, I came into meditation for peace, but I took up so many works, but there is no peace. The ultimate goal of meditation is peace, peaceful life, but he don't have peace because hastily he took a lot of decisions, took up so much of work beyond his capabilities. Now, he said, I don't know how to come out, get out. Somebody said, you take up this position as a director. He said, yes. Somebody said, you have to do marketing. He said, yes. All for name, fame. He took so many responsibilities on his shoulder. not for the sole purpose, but for the name and fame. Now he's stuck. He said, if you're going to any place, just call me, I will also come. I need some peace. I said, the very purpose of meditation is peace, and now you don't have that. Happiness, joy, peace, you must never lose. You want to do this much, I understand, but take one step at a time, slowly, perfectly, keep on doing. Don't take things beyond your capability, then you will lose peace. Materialistic pursuits, spiritual progress. Two choices are given. Go for spiritual progress. We don't want to pursue anything, we want experience, because soul wants experience and we are souls. We have to be mindful about our words and actions. And that should align with the ultimate and highest truth. If our words don't have truth, be in mauna. Again, you have a choice to speak or be in mauna. Some places, mauna is better. Or I would say, most of the places. If the other person cannot comprehend or understand what you're talking, don't argue, don't try to convince anybody. Tell the truth and just be in silence. That is a powerful weapon. The choice we make must be a conscious choice. This is what Law of Discrimination is telling you. It's not an unconscious choice. I used to ask most of the students, hey, what are you studying? They said, engineering. Why? Don't know. Why this particular branch? That's what I got. What is next? Maybe IT. Very hasty living. There's no clarity in thought. Why, what? They're just flowing. Whatever they get, they just take and then flow. It's not a conscious choice, I would say. What book are you reading? Is it a conscious choice or randomly you got one or you only have one book? So there is no choice. What book you are reading, it must be your conscious choice. If you have 3 books, keep all the 3 books in front of you. Keep looking at it. One book will speak to you, read me. Is that the book you're reading? Or you think, okay, this book is very small, tiny. First, let me finish this, and then I'll come back to that. Oh, this book is about abundance. Knowledge we can learn later. Abundance is important. First, learn how to earn. The conscious choice you make, the law of discrimination, where it is giving you spiritual progress, you must choose that friend, you must choose that session, you must choose that food, you must choose that path. Is it giving any spiritual progress to me? It means not only just the body and the mind, even the intellect has to grow, the soul has to grow, the experiences should come. If it is fear-based, desire-based, the body and mind may benefit, but not the soul. Whatever choices we make, ensure it's always the highest potential. Such choices we must make. Law of discrimination. I'll tell you a story. There was a young boy called Rahul. He was very good in music and also very good in academics. Equally good in both. A very rare combination. The whole town was very happy. But when his age progressed, the wise men in the town said, you should choose one. You cannot walk in both. But Rahul had this confusion always. Whether should I go in the education path or music path? He was always struggling. The love towards both is very strong. And he wants to make a choice. He was exactly at the crossroads. He was unable to make a choice. A wise man looked at the troubles of Rahul and said, Rahul, the only problem is you have to understand the law of discrimination. See which connects you deeply with your inner and your soul purpose, then make a choice. Rahul sat down. He understood that any decision he takes now at this junction of the life, it is going to decide his future. He looked at the music career for a few days and he was able to deeply connect from him within. And for a few days, he saw the education, the career, this path. But it was not so deep as he was able to connect with the music. His soul was so deeply connected with the music. There he could discriminate where I am able to connect more and less. So he took the path of music and he excelled in it. You must listen to your feelings. You must listen to your intuitions. You must listen to your soul's purpose. Who is going to come and tell you? Nobody. Who is going to save you? Nobody. You have to save yourself. You have to get your answers. Be a light unto yourself. The final words of Buddha. For how many more lifetimes we are going to depend on others? We may take assistance from others, direction from others, but for everything, if we seek answers from outside, then your inner will never glow. The first person you should seek is yourself. And you must have the patience. The answers will always come. Such a beautiful law of discrimination. Discriminate between mind and the intellect. Discriminate between truth and lies. Discriminate between darkness and light. Discriminate between desires and soul purpose. And this can only be achieved if you do meditation. Thank you, my dear friends.